I don't know, man. Recently I've been thinking a lot about gimmick bands, so today we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, gimmick bands. So, what is a gimmick band? Well, it's a band with a gimmick. Like Kiss, elaborate makeup, costumes, massive stage presence. Or a more modern take on a gimmick band would be something like Ghost. The reason I got thinking about gimmick bands was I was thinking about starting one. I mean, nothing quite as crazy as Gwar or as controversial as Ghost. I mean, if you find that kind of thing controversial. But I am going to say, if you find yourself getting triggered by Ghost, you need to go and have a word with yourself. No, I was thinking about a Viking-themed power prog metal band. I don't know. I think it would be fun. But it got me thinking about gimmick bands, and here we are. I think maybe one of the first gimmick bands in gimmick band history was probably Screaming Lord Sutch. I mean, even back then, in the 60s, Lord Sutch was on a horror Jack the Ripper type theme, predating shock rock and stuff, from the likes of Arthur Brown and Alice Cooper. But yeah, I feel like Screaming Lord Sutch was probably one of the first. He was definitely one of the first to use props on stage, like skulls and fake blood and daggers and stuff. And Richie Blackmore was his guitarist, so that's kind of cool. And Keith Moon actually played drums for him at one point. And Jeff Beck and John Bonham. Screaming Lord Sutch. Maybe somebody did it before Sutch, but I mean, he was kind of the first to go mainstream. And then the 70s came along and gimmick bands really came into their own. You had like Alice Cooper, again, with the horror theme and the fake blood and skulls and cages and stuff. Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Too many numerous prog bands to mention. And of course, Kiss. Now, I think Kiss were the dudes that were one of the biggest gimmick bands. I mean, they were the daddies. I mean, probably the biggest gimmick band ever. Distinctive makeup, costumes, crazy stage shows. I mean, come on, man. Kiss even had their own army. I think they still do. I don't think they have tanks and artillery, but still, it's impressive to have your own army. Kiss, in one form or another, are still going today, I believe. So something must have worked. Now, there were many Kiss-inspired bands. I don't think anyone did it as well as Kiss. And then there were actually a million horror/shock rock bands inspired by Lord Sutch and Alice Cooper going. I mean, even Motley Crue got in on that kind of thing when they first started out. Worked for them as well, I guess. But in the 80s, we had a band called Gwar, who took gimmicking to the next level. I mean, look at them. They're mad. This is from Wikipedia, right, because I don't actually know too much about Gwar. I was never a Gwar guy. Identified by their distinctively grotesque costumes, Gwar's core thematic and visual concept revolves around an elaborate science fiction themed mythology which portrays the band members as barbaric, medieval, Nordic, mythological, biblical or interplanetary warriors, a narrative of which serves as the basis for all of the band's albums, live shows and media. With over-the-top violent, sexual and scatological humour, typically incorporating social and political satire, Gwar has attracted both acclaim and controversy for its music and stage shows, the latter which notoriously showcase enactments of GV and that result in the audience being sprayed with fake blood, pee and jizz. Such stagecraft regularly leads Gwar to be labelled a shock rock band by the media. I don't remember Kiss doing any of that. There's always one band in there that has to take it too far. But despite the gimmicks, Kiss, Alice Cooper, Motley Crue and many others, they have made some good music and they've sold a lot of records. But what would make a band want to be a gimmick band? I mean, being in a band is tough. I mean, no matter what decade you were in, a lot of competition if you were in a band. So I suppose being in a gimmick band kind of helps you stand out, get noticed, and you get your diehard fans dressing up like you. Now, I went to see Ghost a couple of years ago, a more modern gimmick band. I think it's like 3 years ago I went to see them. Got to admit, not that bothered about the gimmick thing either way, but I do really like the music. Honestly, I was blown away the first time I saw them, and I didn't really know what to expect when I went to the gig, but it was kind of cool seeing all the diehard Ghost fans all dressed up. I don't think I've ever seen so many girls dressed as nuns in one place. It was quite the experience. But I don't know, I bet that being in a gimmick band can kind of be a double-edged sword. I mean, you have to keep that act up for years. I don't know, I don't think there's something very dignified when an 80-year-old dude is spraying fake blood and bodily fluids everywhere. I mean, it could be real stuff at this point, who knows? But then, if you ask a lot of these bands, they see the gimmick as some kind of performance art, so I guess that's cool. I mean, I like a good stage show as much as the next guy, but I don't feel like the stage show should detract from the music. If it adds to it, then, so, you know, brilliant. But that's just my opinion. I mean, Ghost have got some pretty cool gimmicks. Quite a few, actually, apart from the Tobias Forge dude who's the main guy. I mean, the rest of the band are usually hired guns, and every few years he changes the musicians, keeps things fresh, alters the sound. And Tobias reinvents himself as some kind of weird Pope fella every few years. It is kind of cool. And then you get bands, another modern band, Electric Callboy. I'm a big fan of these days. I mean, they dress up in dorky costumes and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And Electric Callboy, if you've never heard them, these guys have got some absolute bangers. But I know a lot of people who are put off by gimmick bands, and I get that as well. I mean, you know, the band should be about the music. And it's just untalented bands that become gimmick bands. I don't know. It seems like a lot of good fun, and there's some good gimmick bands out there. Baby metal, I like baby metal. Baby metal slaps. Seriously, go and check out some gimmick bands. A lot of them, as well as having some good music, are a lot of fun. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. It really helps the video out, gets us out there into the algorithm. I've also got some merch for sale, t-shirts, shower curtains, dog tags. Don't believe me? Go and check it out. And if you want to help the channel out, you can become a member or get a super chat. Super chats are cool. And don't forget, I stream every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. It's just me and some buddies talking about guitars and stuff. And once a month we do a guitar quiz and I give away a pedal. So, you know, it's definitely worth liking and subscribing for that. Thanks again. Take it easy. Peace out.